Nurse Sue here and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make bourbon chicken. This is a favorite here because it is so quick and easy to do. I love it. We're just going to throw it in the crock pot. So it takes about 5 minutes to throw it together. I can cook it in the crock pot for 4 hours on high, 3 hours on low. If I forget to get the chicken out, maybe the night before, then I can always just throw it in when I get home from work, put it in the oven for an hour. So I like the versatility, but oh my goodness, bourbon chicken is amazing anyways. And I love to serve it over rice or over veggies. Super simple to make. Now, follow the recipe in the comments and not what I'm doing today. My boys are coming over, so I am making a huge pot of bourbon chicken. So I'm going to be tripling the recipe. When I say my boys, they're in their 20s, so they eat, right? And especially if mom's cooking. So I'm making a much bigger pot than what you would make, okay? So all I did is I just chunked up some chicken breast in here. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit them with a little salt and pepper. And normally you would use about 2 pounds of chicken. I typically use chicken thighs. That's what I've done in the past, but I happen to have a big pack of chicken breast and I went, okay, whatever, I'll just use those. So I just cut them up into chunks and just put the big chunks in here. And I made them chunks because maybe they want to put that piece of chicken on a sandwich, or I don't know, maybe I'll cook it and we'll shred it, put it over the rice or the veggies. There's just a lot of different things you can do to it. So I just did chunks either way. So if they want to make a sandwich, great. If they want to shred it, I don't care. Whatever they want to do. So I put salt and pepper on my chicken breast here. And then in this bowl, I've already minced garlic. So I just minced up from some fresh garlic and put that in there. Now to that, I'm going to add some brown sugar. Now the recipe says 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I never put in quite the amount that the recipe says when it comes to sugar because to me, it just tastes a little sweet, but it's entirely up to you. You know, try it with the 3/4 cup or back it down to the half and see what you think. But I did closer to a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then again, I'm doing 3. So remember, that's why I've got a little extra in there. Okay, now it does call for bourbon. I am out of bourbon. Don't judge me or ask me what happened to the bourbon. I'm just out of bourbon, okay? So you can do apple juice, or you can do chicken broth, or you can do any other whiskey if you want to. I'm just gonna use the, I just had some light apple juice here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And then it does call for 3/4 cup of soy sauce. Again, keeping in mind that I am doing more than one batch here. So it's going to look like I'm putting a lot in here. So let me get one more of these put in. There we go. So I've got my chicken, I salt and peppered that. I have my apple juice, brown sugar, soy sauce, and garlic in here. So all I'm going to do is whisk this just a little bit to make sure that I have all the chunks smashed up of that brown sugar, which I did because there wasn't anything to it. And then I'm just going to pour this over my chicken and then leave it alone. Let the crock pot do its magic. When we're down to about the last half hour, at that point you're going to mix 2 tablespoons of cornstarch along with 3 tablespoons of cold water. You'll get that mixed up as best you can to get the lumps out of it. Pour that into it. That's going to thicken that sauce and make that amazing gravy that kind of goes over the rice, or that thicker sauce. It'll go over the rice, over the veggies, that kind of thing. So it's so good. So you want to make sure you remember the cornstarch and water, but that's not until your last half hour. I'm just going to pour this over here, and we are going to let it do its thing for the next 4 hours. And I'm going to hope I picked a big enough crock pot, and I did. Whew, that was close. Oh, I like to live on the edge sometimes. So I'm just going to let this cook, put the lid on. Good to go. Last half hour, cornstarch and water goes in there to thicken up all that nice broth and those juices, and it's all set. How quick is that for throwing dinner together? My kind of cooking. Try the recipe. Let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by my kitchen today.